Hey everyone, it's Kathy from To Die House. Today is Saturday, September 15th, 2018. I want to say hi to everyone, hi to my subscribers, and I want to thank you for coming back and spending some time with me. And to my new subscribers, I want to welcome you. It's been a couple of weeks since I made a video, so you'll find a little bit of everything here. My work life has now taken over, or work has taken over my life. Over the last couple of weeks. It seems like after everyone came back from vacation and summer, you know, the heat is on now. So, and now we're going into a year-end fiscal period. So it's going to get crazier from here. I tried to get away yesterday to do a video. It just wasn't happening. There's a lot going on at work. So I think I'm going to have to stick with Saturdays for now, at least until maybe things quiet down or I get a Friday off. So again, if you're new, welcome. And if you have seen some of my prior videos, welcome back. I don't think today's going to be a particularly long video, but I did get some stitching done despite my work life being a little crazy. And I did get some furniture refinishing done as well. So the cabinets, I haven't worked on my cabinets. It was just like miserable raining last week, and I need to get them out into the driveway to get them primed and painted. So I'm hoping that the weather will hold this weekend and I can spend some time working on them this weekend. But what I was able to do, thanks to chalk paint and Priscilla and Chelsea, who recommended the Rust-Oleum chalked paint, I was able to paint it was like a telephone stand, and I actually had painted it and then glazed it, but I was a little heavy-handed with the glaze, so I wasn't happy with the way that it came out. So it was sitting in the garage, and I came across it while I was looking for something else, and I was like, oh, chalk paint. I can just chalk paint right over it. I don't have to sand it. So I'll insert some pictures here of that telephone stand, and then also this little table right here. I painted that also with the chalk paint. So I don't know if you can see a distressed, you probably can't see it. Let's see. Here you go. The legs down here, I distressed them a little bit. But again, that was the same thing. I had, let's get you back to, I had painted it and then glazed it, but I was a little heavy-handed with the glaze, and it didn't look vintage, it looked dirty. So we had it here. We have it here in our kitchen, and I keep my little arrow garden on it. But I was like, well, while I have the chalk paint out, let me take care of that too. So killed two birds with one stone, and I'll insert some pictures here of what they look like, the finished product. Okay, also, I got a lot of comments about, on my last video a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that I picked up this old crock pot for $1, and I was going to boil or simmer the hinges and the hardware off of the cabinets in it. And I did that, but it didn't work. So maybe I didn't leave them in there long enough. I'm not going to call Nicole from Rehab Addict and ask her why it didn't work. But then when I went online to look to see if I could find maybe just new hinges, you know, just fresh, new, clean hinges. And I actually did. I found at the House of Antique Hardware. It's a website. They have everything out there. We had previously gotten some glass door handles there. So I picked up these hinges. And they're about the right size. I think they're actually a little larger, which is fine because then they'll cover up the old holes. But, so yeah, I got these really cool, and they had to be offset, and my boyfriend was telling me exactly what to order. So yeah, just so you know, that crock pot trick did not work. I was was disappointed. I was looking so forward to the big reveal, but didn't work. Some goings on. Not a whole lot. Like I said, work has been sort of absorbing a lot of my time. But I did get my boyfriend one day, I guess his boss was over at Costco, and he said, you know, pick up a couple of giant mums. So we have now started to decorate for autumn. But the mums are all budded, but they're not bloomed. So I'll take a picture of them at some point when they're blooming, and I'll share those with you. The other thing is, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. This. I went to a craft show with my sister last weekend, and we were standing in line. She was waiting to pay for something, and this yellow jacket bee out of nowhere just landed on my arm and nailed me. And honestly, this is such a significant improvement. It had gone from, the swelling was like from my elbow to my wrist. It just, I don't know how much venom he put into my arm, but man, it was like, I've had bee stings before, but this was a bad one. And so I, you know, had been using cortisone on it. And this terrible bee sting. I was so worried it was going to affect my stitching, because I'm right-handed, but you know, you hold it with your left hand, and this arm kind of bumps up against the arm of the, the arm of the couch. So, I was like, oh, I hope it can hold my fabric, because it hurt. I was shocked at how much it hurt. I mean, like I said, I've had bee stings before. And then, I guess this is going to be the critter section. I was finding yellow jacket bees in our bathroom, in our master bedroom. They were on the sliding glass doors. And I was starting to look to see where they were coming from, and there are yellow jackets, not outside here, but in another room. We have like a little balcony deck off of our master bedroom, and the bees were building a nest behind one of the floodlights. So they must be down in the wall. They're yellow jackets. They're not the nice honey-making pollinators. They're the nasty ones. So now we have bee issues. And we've got to figure out, because I'm afraid that they're building it down into the wall or up into the attic. And so now we have to figure out how to manage the bee situation. I'll update you on that when it's finally resolved. Yeah, they're nasty, man. And I was really I mean, I'm not allergic to bees, thankfully. But more for the animals. You know, I'm like, I don't want the dog to get stung by multiple bees, or the cats, and the cats would be the ones who would chase them around. So yeah. Speaking of which, guess who just woke up and is coming to visit? He was sleeping just like 10 minutes ago. I think when I'm talking to you, he thinks I'm talking to him, and he comes into the room. I think that's what's happening. But so far, he's not being naughty, so that's good. Speaking of critters, and Amy loves toads, you'll love this. I'll insert a picture here. Thursday morning I got up and my cats were going ballistic. Now we have a finished basement, and it's kind of like the man cave is down there, but it's also the cat room, because we want to give them a safe place to run to if they get scared, where they can eat their food without the dog bothering them, and, you know, use the litter box without the dog bothering them. So the cats were going ballistic down there. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I got up. I was going into the office that day. There's a little itty bitty baby frog, teeny frog, and it was like a tannish brown color, in the basement. I have no idea how he got in there, but I was like, how do I get this frog out of here without the cats hurting it? And the cats were like, I would get one out of the room, and then I'd go back for the other, and then that one would come back in. It was just the comedy sketch waiting to happen. But eventually they kind of like stayed back, and then I got it to jump up onto a piece of cardboard, and I opened the sliding glass door and put the cardboard out and put it out in the grass, and off it went. So it was safe. But then last night it came back. Now we've had a lot of rain here. It's very damp. It's very humid. Can you tell? Captain Crazy here. yeah, so I don't know if that's what's bringing them like close to the house, although the whole yard is damp and we have an acre of property. So, but so he was back. So I'll insert a little picture of him here. He was cute, real cute. Okay, I don't have a lot in the way of finishes, but I do have, oh, I just wanted to show you this. My boyfriend got this for me because he's like, you're so into autumn. And when he gave it to me, I'm like, oh, that's a cute dog toy. And he's like, it's not for the dog. It's for you. And it's a little pumpkin Snoopy. Isn't he cute? I think he's so cute. So I'm going to put him in a spot where the dog can't get him. But yeah, got his pumpkin hat. Really cute. Okay, onward. The only finish, well, no, it's not the only finish. It's the only FO I have is Summer ABCs by Little House Needleworks. And it's done. I decided to leave the lemonade thing in there. You know, because I was saying how I wasn't sure if I was happy with that color, but I'm going to leave it. But yeah, I finished it all up. And I'm going to have to take it in and get it framed. But isn't it cute? I'm so happy to have that done. And now I'm really motivated to finish the spring one so that I have the series done. And I have one for every season. We did hang up the autumn one and I have the winter one framed. So I need to get that spring one done because come spring, I'm going to start switching them out. We just found this nice narrow spot in the wall where you really can't put anything else. And we put this there because it's a nice narrow piece. It was kind of like the perfect fit. So that's my FO. FFOs and previous finishes. So the last video, my last video, I had mentioned that I was, you know, going to try and finish this up, and I did. This is Tiny Modernist Blackbird Singing, and I used Vanna's tutorial, just kind of sandwiched it between, you know, a couple of pieces of mat board. And that black buffalo check that I picked up at the quilt show a while back, I used that as the backing. I really love it. This grosgrain ribbon I think I got it on a gift. Like, I'm one of those people, like, if I see ribbons or fabrics or something, like, I'll save old pillowcases because to me, that's a piece of fabric, you know, and I could use it either for backing or for lining or, especially if you're stuffing with, like, walnut shells or sawdust, you want to line your pieces. And I think Vanna was the one who kind of turned me on to that. And she's right. You don't want, you know, sawdust or anything coming through your linen holes. So if you line it with a piece of fabric, and I think she uses a quilting fabric. Cat's going back in the sink. I cannot believe it. I think this is going to be par for the course now. Oh, didn't quite make it, did you, pal? All right, come here. So anyway, yeah, line your things with, I save old pillowcases to line things with. But I really love it. I love how it came out. It was a fast stitch. I used everything that I had in my stash. I didn't buy anything new for this. I had received a fabric of the month from Color and Cotton, and that's the fabric that I used. I think it was called Carrera Marble. I had the black in my stash, and the gray, and the yellow, and I just, and then the cording, oh, I didn't bring it down with me. It's just black DMC. And I followed Vanna's cording tutorial. I ordered a cone of black DMC, and I ordered a cone of white, and I ordered a cone of red. Now when I ordered them, I thought they were the size of like the cones that you see on sergers. So, you know, like maybe like this high and this bigger. It's like this wide. It's these, I will never want for DMC 310 again, or white, or red. So I see a lot of candy cane striped cording in my future. So yeah, So that's the Blackbird by Tiny Modernist that I finished. And then this was the Old Red Barn by Little House Needleworks. And I had shown that to you a while ago as an FO, but I finally spent some time in my craft room and I fully finished it. I used homespun that I just tore and ruffled and put around it. And then I had this board that I had purchased, I think at Michael's a while ago. It was on sale, and then I had a coupon. And then I made the ribbon. I had gotten these sunflower picks also at Michael's with a couple of cotton balls and some burlap ribbon. This is magnetized because now that's, now I got it off. I'm not going to be able to get back on. So I'm using Priscilla and Chelsea's magnet method. So I have magnets on the piece and I have washers on the board, but I think I should have probably flipped that. Anyway, and the ribbon's also magnetized, so that comes off. So I'm going to try and get a Christmas piece that I have finished, fully finished, and then I can switch it out come holiday season. So that is another, that's an FFO. I was pretty happy that I had a couple of FFOs. And these are previous finishes. It's just things that I pulled out for fall decorating. This is a drawn thread. It's like a band sampler, but oh, I love it. And I don't know if you can see that little leaf charm. I think it's one of those treasures. But oh, I did this years ago. The acorn string, and I just love it so much. I love drawn thread to begin with, but the autumn pieces are just amazing. And I also believe this one's a drawn thread. Look at that scarecrow. Stop it. But it's got, the little pumpkin and the vines, the baskets of apples, and then that little squirrel charm. And so I have these up on the mantle. They're just kind of like leaning on the mantle right now. Keep going out of frame. They're leaning on the mantle. I went to that craft show last weekend with my sister, and I bought a really nice wreath that has wreath. Ooh, need another cup of coffee. Wreath that is made of like golden leaves and wheat. And I'll insert a picture here of what the mantle looks like with everything on it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And just fall decorating. Just makes me happy. My boyfriend said to me, he's like, I don't get it. It's not like it's a holiday. Why are you decorating for a season? And I just said, because it makes me happy and that's all you need to know. And he drowned it. Smart man. Okay. Whips. So I decided not to start anything new. I usually am like, finish something, start 2 new things. But I really wanted to keep working on what I had already going. So the last couple of weeks, I've been working on the 'Tis the Season stitch along, although I actually worked on this last night. Let's see if I can get something behind it so it's not. And turn it right side up. So this is where I'm at. I just had started kind of the one half of the pattern. And so here's the thing. I'm off by like 2 stitches in here. I have no idea where the mistake is. No, I was looking at last. Now, granted, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, so I think at one point I was like, I'll just put it away and I'll try and find it tomorrow. But then, now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I don't know that I necessarily need to go back and fix that, right? Because if I can make all the other pieces of the motif, and if you want to know, what the design looks like. That's the season Blackbird. I'll have to pick that up in a minute. So I'm like, if I can make it work, I don't think I'm going to go back and tear it out. I've been doing a lot of frogging lately, which is probably why that little turd showed up in my basement. I think I've been jinxed with the frog. But I don't think I'm going to go back and tear it out if I can make it work, because I'm tired of frogging. Okay, and then my other whip, I'm really loving this, is Halloween Quaker by Lila's Studio. Now, when last you saw this, I was having a problem with the black coverage for the witch. And you know, it's funny, like people have such interesting tips. Somebody said, oh, take a black Sharpie and just go in and like dab it in and it'll kind of fill in. I actually considered doing that. And then, I don't know, the voice in my head was like, do you really want to do that? And then the conversations you have in your head, right? So, I decided to tear it out and redo it with the Gast Black Licorice. So, I'll insert a picture here of what it looked like before. And this is what it looks like now. Unfold the fabric, Kath. So this is what it looks like now. And I'm so happy I went back and tore that out and filled it in, because I'm so much happier with the coverage. I considered doing the black Sharpie trick, but something just wouldn't let me take a marker to my fabric. Kind of was like afraid to do it. I was like, what if it bleeds beyond where it's supposed to go? I talked myself out of that, but I did consider it for a while. But I did finish this Quaker motif here, and this little bitty guy here, and the bats at the top, and then there's this little like yellow, almost like a leaf cluster here, and then I've started now this motif up here, and I'm really enjoying this. I really love it. This is a 40 count fabric, that 40 count illusion from Silk Weaver, and when I first started it, I'm doing it 1/2. When I first started it, I was like, wow, that's really kind of tiny. I'm so happy I took that out, though. So happy I took that out. So yeah, so those are my two whips that I have some progress on. I'm trying to keep my whips down to a minimum. I have like 3 bags of things. I want to start that spring one, that spring ABCs by Little House. I have a little Dove sampler that I showed you either my first or second video that I want to, make some progress on. What else do I have there? Oh, I have a coffee sampler, that my Big Toe coffee piece, but I'm waiting until Betsy gets back from vacation so we can plan stitch along for the beginning of the year. So yeah, so I'm trying to like just get the things that I have currently in the pipeline done before, and then I'll reload the pipeline with a whole bunch of new stuff. A little bit of haul, little bit. I actually went out and got the mail before I started this video, and this came today. It's part of my auto ship for Harbor Haven by the Bay. So this is the 10th chart. And you can see, it's going to be so pretty. So pretty. I really love it. So this is the 10th in the series. I think there are 2 more and then that'll be done. I did pick this up on Stash Unload. It was one that I did not have. I thought I had it. But when I checked my Excel spreadsheet that lists all my charts, I did not. And this is called Feast of Friendship. Is that what it's called? Yep, Feast of Friendship. And I love it. It's so beautiful. The bowl of fruit, the giant pumpkin. I showed it. I got this today in the mail. I showed it to my boyfriend. He was like, falls upon us. You better get whipping on that. Cracking the whip for my stitching. Who knew? And then the other thing I ordered was from Victorian Motto. I do get the monthly subscription, but she put out a special edition, and it was her Bewitched collection. And these are the threads from the Bewitched collection. And I just dropped one. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. So I'll run through them really fast for you. Tombstone. Actually, let me get a piece of paper so you can see the true color. So that's Tombstone. Sorry about the lighting in here today. You know, when I got up, it was sunny and it was like perfect video day. Within like 20 minutes, clouded over. And Cauldron Brewing. Isn't that pretty? Into the Darkness. That's like a gray-black. That's really pretty. Creeping Shadow. That's nicely variegated. Look at that. Boy, that's pretty. Creeping Shadow reminds me of that movie Ghost where, you know, like when the bad guys die and the shadows creep in and take them away. Haunted Lagoon. And this is called Eerie Fog. Perfect name for that color. Eerie Fog. Graveyard Moss. Also, these great names. It's a nice mossy green with a little gray in it. Very pretty. Ghoulish Gray. Moonlight Mist. That's a pretty color. That's kind of like the color, the outside color of our house. Bewitched. Oh, this is pretty. A nicely variegated gray. You can see how it goes dark to light. And then these two are my favorites in the collection. The first one was Sea Monster. And it's this really, again, the lighting in here is just terrible. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to find better lighting. But it's like a greenish gray. I don't know if you can see how variegated that is. Get in there a little closer. God, that's so... Oh. And love this one. Goblin Cloak. And it's like the variegation is very good in this one as well. So I don't know. There you go. You can see it that way. Can you see how like nice and... Oh. Well done, Nancy. They're really beautiful. Here's the Sea Monster. Now that I got that lighting figured out. Well done. I mean, I think they are so gorgeous. I love grays anyway. And then the other thing that I had signed up, and I think I saw a couple of other people who also mentioned this. You know me and I love the beautiful tissue paper. This is from the Silver Needle, and I signed up for their Secret Circle Club a while back. And this was the first in the club, and it's by Samplers Not Forgotten. It's called 100 Hearts, and there's the piece. Isn't that beautiful? And it's a kit, so it comes with the fabric and the trim and the floss and the flannel that, you know, for the heart. Oh, and that's ribbon. And then it comes with a little thread picker on a... Oh, isn't that so pretty? Glare there. Couple of pins to put in that. Oh, I love it. And it says 100 hearts would be too few to carry all my love for you. Really sweet. So that was the first I think there are 6 in the club, and it's like every 2 months you get a new one. Oh, and they sent some Jelly Bellies because you got to snack while you're stitching. And then I picked up, I mentioned when I went to a meetup, one of the ladies there had gifted us some thread drops, and I had said to her, I really need some more because I do have a lot of those Victoria Motto threads, and the cards often rip on me. So I placed an order with her, and I got some thread cards. Look at the back is nice and yellow. Isn't that pretty? That pretty yellow. And that's the front. And then I got this set as well. Love that. Love that pattern. And then the back is green, and there's some yellow ones in there as well. And then I picked up a couple of, they're small things. Heart and hand. Oh, I love it. The Woody. Just reminds me of the Beach Boys. It says the magic begins. And it really is kind of true. Like, the magic kind of does begin when the tree is up. For those of you who cut down trees or go and get fresh trees, the magic begins when you get your trees, right? So it is the kind of the start of the magic. I thought that was really a sweet title. And that looks like a quick stitch. I picked up the Bird in Hand Thanksgiving. I have all of the seasons, and I have the Halloween one, but I did not have the Thanksgiving one. Look at the hat and the little turkey. The turkey's kind of like jamming out, doing the turkey jam. And then I picked up the Bird in Hand Christmas. Really cute. I like that he's kind of like, they modified the bird to make him look like a little cardinal, and that the sleigh is being pulled by cardinals. I thought it was really sweet. Really sweet. Let's see, what else did I get? I did pick this, actually I had ordered this a while ago from Needleworkers Delight, and it had just come in. So they sent it off to me. This is All Through the Night, Noel. And I really love it. The Christmas balls on the pedestals and the holly. Look at that little, oh, so pretty. So pretty. And what else did I get from them? Oh, I had a couple of things that I had ordered probably a month or more ago. And they finally came in and they mailed them off to me. So I had this like surprise package in the mail. But these are all through the night. Oh, it's not. I think I saw Chelsea is working on this one. Jolly Jack. Again on the pedestal, like the cake plate. Cute. I thought this was really cute, this guy. Ooh. Look at his little wizard hat. Oh, love it. And then these 3 guys. I think there's a series of them. Henry. Really cute. And I saw, you know, I saw the model stitched up, right? I always talk about it. How just some things you would never even look twice at, and then you see the model and all of a sudden it lands in your cart. So look at this guy, Jack. Oh, so look at those plaid pants and his cute little Christmas sweater. And then I think this was my favorite. This is Harry, because, you know, I'm just wild about Harry. With the birds and the bunnies at the bottom. Oh. And he's feeding the bunnies carrots. I just, so darling. And then I placed an order from By the Bay online. I saw somebody post a picture of this on Facebook, and I was like, gotta have that. I have tons of orange pumpkin patterns, but I don't have any white pumpkin. Now I know. You could just change the orange thread to white thread, but you know, when you see it in a design, but look at that. Happy Halloween. White pumpkin patch by the bay. Like I said, I know you can take the patterns you have that have orange pumpkins and change it to white, but it's a beautiful design. You could change that white pumpkin and change it to orange if that's your thing. Or blue. Like I know Priscilla likes blue pumpkins. And I like them too, actually. Oh, excuse me. Gotta take a swig. Okay. And then I did pick up Autumn Hill. I thought that was pretty neat. Also by the bay. And then Pumpkin Hill. I thought was really cute as well. And I like, you know, I love Halloween designs, and I like all the pumpkins and the crows and the wizard. I love all that. But I like also just to have some fall things that I can leave up after Halloween passes and going into the Thanksgiving holiday. So, but then she sent me this as a freebie. And there's a business card in here. She sent me this as a freebie, which I thought was really cool. This little pomegranate stocking. Isn't that cute? What's it called? Outline Art Christmas Pack 1. Your little thank you. So cute. And then the last thing I received, one more thing. Yep, just two more things. Sorry. I did get my pin of the month order from Just Another Button Company. Cute. And then the last thing I ordered that they sent to me, that Needleworkers Delight sent to me, is the companion piece. I think it's a companion piece to Lady of the Flag. But I really love this one. I think because she's holding the flag in her lap. And this is Queen of Freedom. And I just thought she's so beautiful. I really loved it. So I'd like to stitch those two pieces and get them framed similarly and hang them side by side. That's it. Oh my gosh. I told you. I'm like at a half an hour. Isn't that great? I mean, by the time I add in pictures and stuff, it'll be a little longer, but not so bad. Future plans, like I said, I'm going to try and really keep my whips down to a minimum and try to finish up what I have in the pipeline. But one thing I did want to start, and I did kit it up, is this Halloween is in the Air. Because I think it's going to be a fast stitch, but also I just really adore it. And it's just, you know, it's calling to me. So, and when they call, you gotta go running, right? Okay, so that's it for today. See? Quickie, right? I want to thank you for spending your time with me as always. I really appreciate you stopping by and watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to try and still stay on my every 2 week, but now on Saturdays schedule. And I love reading your comments. I love your suggestions and your tips and learning about how other people stitch. And I just think it's so neat that we all do the same hobby, but each in our own special way. And yeah, you mean the world to me. All of you do. So I hope you have a great weekend. Again, thanks for stopping by. Please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the little bell so you receive a notification when I load my next video. The cat's good. Now he's in naughty mode. So I'm ending just in time. I hope you have a great couple of weeks. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.